Welcome to another Demarcation Media action figure review. Today we are going to be taking a look at another Jazwares figure. Now, if you guys watched my last Jazwares review, it ended very poorly. I got the UNSC checkpoint. I was really excited about it. It looked like a really cool pack with all the accessories. Both the figures looked really cool, and then it turned out to be an absolute disaster of loose joints, broken parts, and bent weapons. And honestly, I was considering never touching another Jazwares figure again after that. But I found this guy at a Big Lots, and I decided, you know what? I'll give Jazwares one more shot. This guy right here is going to be Jazwares' last chance with me for the small figure line. I'm going to see how this guy is. If he's decent, then I might consider reviewing some more. If he's bad, that'll be that. I'm not going to touch them again. I do plan on doing at least one more review of the Spartan collection figures, just to see if those are still worth buying. I think George is coming out in the next wave, and he looks really interesting, actually. I would very much like to get him, because George is just awesome, and they seem to be improving the Spartan collection figures with each wave. So, anyway, let's get back to this guy. This, like I said, this is going to be the last chance for them. So looking at the packaging, it's pretty simple. Like, all of these are pretty much the same. It's just the blister. You can see everything through the blister pack. And then if you turn it around, you can see the rest of the wave on the back. Yeah, that's pretty simple. So let's go ahead and get him open. You can see where I took the sticker off. Those things do not come off easily. I thought that plastic, this is a plastic package, so the price sticker would come off pretty easy. No, not at all. It left all that gross sticker junk. It's a good thing that I don't really care too much about the packaging. I think when I got Chief and opened him, because so far Chief has been my only other single pack of these little guys. I think the packaging confused me there a little bit as well. Okay, get this guy out. There is the stand. I actually like that stand. It looks pretty nice color-wise. So we will go ahead, pop that out. Looks pretty cool. And now we've got the figure himself. Or, yeah, I think this is a guy. I don't know if they've done female Spartans in this small size yet, or have they? Okay. Straight off the bat, the legs feel a little loose. Here's that Hydra, and it's bent, as usual. Oh, the ankles actually move. Okay, that's a good start. Very good start. The elbow moves. The hand moves. Okay, all the joints seem to be working. This is promising. Wow, very loose swivel here. Let's see, what about the knees? Knees work. It's very loose. Like, look at that. You can see it, like, wobbles. I might be able to fix that, but that's not great. Let's see, the head. Does the head move? Okay, up and down, side to side. Okay. Well, the joints work, so let's get in and take a closer look. Alrighty, so here he is, up a little closer. Here's the stand. Pretty simple. Just got the peg on the foot that is supposed to hold him. Yeah, like that. So that's pretty cool. Stand is useful for display. We get a Hydra, which the Hydra looks pretty nice, like paint-wise, and even mold-wise. It just is bent downward. And again, this is like a problem with every single Jazwares figure ever. Every single Jazwares Halo figure ever. Let me say that. Yeah, it's bent. They make this out of really soft plastic, and I've complained about it before, and I will continue complaining about it because I don't want to have to remold the weapons every time I get it. But yeah, it looks pretty good overall. However, actually, I almost put it aside, but I cannot get it in the guy's hand. Like, his thumbs are kind of curled in, and I can't get it in his hand at all. I don't know really what's going on. Like, the handle is thick, and I can't. And I was trying to bend the thumb, and there was like stress marks happening. So yeah, I don't really know what's up with that. I'm gonna try it in my Chief's hand in just a moment and see if the AR fits in this guy's hand. But we'll get to that in a minute. So put those aside. So the figure, first of all, right off the bat, this is a bit of an ugly yellow. In my opinion, it's just it's like a banana yellow, and it's not a very nice color scheme for armor. Like, I feel like they tried to do a bumblebee color scheme here or something, but the yellow that they picked is too much of a cool yellow to actually make it look nice. So it ends up looking a little gross. But, I mean, that's kind of just my personal opinion, that I think it could have been a little better. However, I do think that if I put a wash over this guy, it will look a lot better. So there is some hope for the color. Now, the armor set is pretty cool. We have like the reach looking armor. The knees are a little bent in some directions, but it's kind of minor, so it's not that bad. I can overlook that. The paint overall is decent. It's not great. Like, you can see the yellow here is not great, and there's like some off-center paint, but there's a lot of it. So overall, I would say it's good. It's not bad. I wouldn't really say that there's anything bad about the paintwork. Around the back, looks pretty nice. We get a big ugly branding on the back here, but that's pretty typical for action figures like this. The head, the visor is not metallic at all. It's just a matte blue, which is kind of cool. I do like the shiny visors, but the matte is pretty nice. Paint on the head is pretty good. I don't know what these shoulders are, but they're kind of spiky. This one's actually a little crooked. Looks like they put it in crooked. Overall, it's not a bad figure, and it is holding together pretty well. It's just there's some play here. You can see that's not the joint. It's like in between, whereas this one is just a little bit. This one kind of wobbles back and forth. I don't know if I'll be able to fix that or not. I'm going to try. It might not work, but I guess it's not awful. Like, so far, this figure is passable on most things. Thigh swivel is a little loose. You can move the leg up. It kind of bumps here against the armor just because of the way this armor is designed. So if you want to go up higher, you kind of have to twist it like that, and then you can get a pretty good kick up. There's a knee bend, double jointed knee with the plate here. So that's a pretty nice looking bend, actually, for a cheaper figure. Ankle up, ankle back, and it rocks side to side a bit. Now, I will say, I think in terms of how these figures pose, it's better to have one with more loose joints than it is with tight, because the tight joints end up breaking your figure. So I'm pretty happy that this guy can move fairly easily. Elbow bend, just like that. I'm a little confused as to why they didn't go with a double jointed elbow, because they 100% could have fit a double jointed elbow there, but I guess they just didn't want to bother. Waist articulation up and down a little bit. This one is a fairly nice feeling joint. Like, it's not super wobbly. You can get a little side to side, back and forth. Not bad. You can get a big range of motion here. You can full on T-pose. That's pretty nice. Chief doesn't have that. And then his head can go up about that far, down really far, and then you can spin it not all the way around just because of the armor, but you can look out to here and look out to there. That is really everything you want to see out of head articulation. So let me go ahead and grab Chief, and we'll get these guys side by side. Okay, so here is my Chief, and some of you may remember I said his leg broke, and it did. The ankle just snapped straight off. Now, my one of my younger brothers actually had one of these Chiefs. So I just traded him a bunch of my extra Mega Constructs figures and got a second Chief and stole his leg. I stole his leg because this one is my custom. You can see kind of the difference in the green. Like even on the legs, you can see one leg is more light green because I haven't added the wash to it again. But I would like to do the same type of wash on this dude. Hopefully it'll make it better. But whoa. Wait, Chief is actually bigger. Look at that. Wow, I was not expecting that. Maybe it's just because I've been collecting so much Mega Constructs and I've kind of come to expect not accurate scaling. But wow, they actually made Chief be bigger. That's really cool, actually. I was not expecting that at all. You can see here, look, this is Chief's range of motion for his arm, and then this is this dude's. So he definitely gets some better movement there. And then Chief's waist is kind of just wobbles around, and this guy's is a little more stiff. So what I wanted to try is I want to see if I can get Chief to hold the Hydra. Whoops. This is going to be a little difficult to do. See, it's just the handle's so thick. How do I even get it in there? This is quite annoying, actually. Yeah, and their thumbs bend. Their thumbs bend inward in a really frustrating way. Maybe what I should do first is try and get this dude to hold the AR. Now, see, he can't even do that. His hand is so squished. Wait, something's happening? Nope, something's not happening. His thumb is... Well, something is happening, but not something good. His thumb is squishing in. Gosh dang, I think I'm going to have to do this off camera. I just can't... I can't see well enough. Okay, so with some fiddling, I kind of got the EOD to hold the AR. It's in his hand. His hand is a little bit... It was like really too closed. So it has to be stretched out a little bit. But he can hold it. And I just noticed while putting the gun in the hand that this guy's hand articulation is that direction, whereas Chief's hand can tilt forward and back, which, in my opinion, I think Chief's hand articulation is the better route just because when you have figures with guns, it makes it easier for them to hold guns in shooting positions like this. But yeah, it works. It was a bit of a hassle, and I don't think I can get his hand to fit, like, gripping it. But it works. So I guess that's all right. Now, the Hydra, I don't really know what the heck is up with the Hydra. Chief's hands are a lot more open than the EOD Spartans are. And I just barely got the Hydra to fit in Chief's hand. The handle is just so thick that it just barely fits. Like, I can't even slide his hand up over the trigger. Now, I'm pretty sure that the checkpoint, the UNSC checkpoint, that Hydra had like a thinner handle or something, so maybe they realized their mistake. Maybe. Whoa. Well, apparently I just lost power, so my lights are gone. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so it's about, probably about an hour after I lost power, and the power finally is back. That was really weird. Apparently there was some like power line down and they needed to fix it, and they didn't tell anyone they were going to turn the power off. So yeah, a little bit inconvenient, but here we are again. And let's see, we were at the Hydra. I was saying how confused I was about the Hydra. Also, in the past hour that I have had no power, I'm not trying to rhyme. I have messed around a little bit more with the EOD, and I did actually get him to hold the grip of the AR. So this gun actually works pretty darn well for this guy. I just need to make it not so bent. So yeah, that actually looks nice. He can get into some decent shooting poses with it. The Hydra, I don't know what to think about this one. Chief can hold it. And let's see, can we get him into... Yeah, okay, so it works for Chief. It does not work for the EOD. I guess I could probably stretch the EOD's hand out more, but I don't necessarily know if I want to do that and risk breaking it. So I may just let Chief use the Hydra from now on and the EOD have the AR. So, interesting and kind of frustrating, but not terrible, I guess. Could be worse. And wait, let me correct that. It has been worse in the UNSC checkpoint. We can attach it to the back, which looks pretty good. Let's see. The AR should attach as well. This peg hole is a little more stiff, but that actually looks very nice. Not bad. It's just the weapon that this guy came with doesn't really work for this guy, so you kind of have to have another figure if you want this dude. Well, there you have it. That is the World of Halo Jazwares Spartan EOD. Overall, this is a decent figure. I do find myself liking it a little more than I expected. Even this ugly yellow is kind of growing on me a little. It's definitely a cheap figure, and it feels like a cheap figure. Some of the joints are loose. Some of the paint is a little meh, but all the joints actually work, so that's a big plus. Nothing has broken right off the bat. So yeah, it's all right. I'm not going to say that my faith is restored in the Jazwares line, because it's definitely not. They have a long way to go before they get to the point where their figures are actually not fraught with quality control issues. But this is not bad. This guy has made me consider doing some more Jazwares World of Halo stuff as more are released. I'm hoping that they'll continue to up the quality control as they release figures, and I'm really, really hoping that they stop using this stupid rubbery, bendy material for their weapons. He does look great next to Chief. I'm really happy that Chief is bigger, too. That's a big plus. But yeah, like I said, it is a cheap action figure. It feels like a cheap action figure, and you really cannot expect too much. Chief, when I first reviewed him, really surprised me because he feels really solid, and he had some cool stuff like the way they double jointed the knee. It looked really nice, and overall he just looked really good, and he looks even better when you give him that wash. But since then, I have not been nearly as impressed. I have the Spartan Collection Mark 7, which I also reviewed, and he was a mediocre figure. This EOD is a mediocre figure as well. So, overall, not bad, but not great either. Jazwares kind of halfway passes the test here. I may now consider reviewing more of these. So, yeah, I would definitely like to hear what you guys think about this line in general, the World of Halo line. Have you had good luck with the quality control? Have you had bad luck? Do you have a specific figure that's your favorite? That kind of thing. For now, I think I'm going to go give this guy a wash, and he'll look a lot better. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.